What's up guys, Jason here with Starkey Products, and today I've got this Super Duty in the shop and we're going to be installing our OEM style bed lighting kit. The first thing we want to do is find out if your truck is pre-wired. If it is pre-wired, it's going to take you longer to watch the installation video than to actually install the product. If it's not pre-wired, there's a few extra steps and I'll show all of that to you coming up. Included with the kit are your bed lights, bed light extensions, zip ties to secure all wiring, the T adapter. Tools you're going to need are a razor blade, flathead screwdriver, and a rag. If your truck is not pre-wired, you'll also need the 4572 power extension harness and an adjustable wrench. I'm over here on the driver's side rear bumper and I'm gonna check this connection under here and show you exactly what to look for to see if you're pre-wired. I'm gonna throw the truck up on the lift. You absolutely do not need that. We're just gonna do that so we can film it and show you exactly what you're looking at. So we are on the underside here and there's multiple factory connectors, but the one we care about is this black 12-pin connector. There's a clip under here. I'm just gonna unclip it so that I can show you what we're looking at. You're just gonna wanna make sure that you have the white wire with brown stripe and this cavity right here, which is cavity number 7. This truck is pre-wired, which is gonna make the installation really, really simple. If you're not pre-wired though, just stay tuned and we'll go through those steps coming up. The first thing we're going to do is remove these caps to place our LED lights. Now, some trucks have a drop-in bed liner and you may need to peel back the corner. Other trucks like this have a spray-in bed liner, and in this case, they sprayed over the caps. So I'm going to run a razor blade around the perimeter so that we don't take any bed liner material off when we remove the cap. I've got my flathead screwdriver. I'm gonna wrap it in a rag, and then I'm gonna start at the bottom and work this cap out. These are pretty tight. I'm gonna grab onto it so I can pull it. Now I'm gonna grab one of my bed lights with the extension and I'm just gonna route this down through here. You'll notice on the top side of the lamp there's a notch and the bottom side has a clip. So you're just going to insert this in notch first, like so. And then you're just gonna press this into place. And I'm gonna repeat the procedure on the other side. We are under the bumper at this factory connection. I'm going to depress this clip to disconnect them, like so. I'm gonna take our T adapter and plug it in. You'll hear it click. And then I'll plug the other end in and you're gonna hear it click again. So now we've got that installed. I'm going to grab the bed light extension, grab the second one, and then I'll get some zip ties and button up this wiring. At this point, if you are pre-wired, you're going to know because when you hit your unlock, the lights are gonna come on. If that's the case, you're gonna wanna click the link for final installation details below. Otherwise, we're gonna continue on with the installation. I'm up at the front of the truck and I just popped the hood. Since we're gonna be tapping into one factory wire, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the negative battery cables on both batteries. I'm at the rear passenger side of the cab and I've got our 4572 power extension. I'm going to route part of this through a vent at the rear of the cab, and then the remainder is gonna run up to the front where we're gonna tap into power. The first thing I'm gonna do is grab the pull on this seat to fold it down. Then I'm just gonna pull back this insulation so we can gain access to the vent. Now we're gonna take the side of the harness that has these two red connectors, and we're just gonna pass it through any one of these squares on the vent. And that part of the vent's gonna open, and it's gonna drop down between the bed and the cab of the truck. I'm not gonna secure this wiring just yet because I wanna make sure we have enough length to get to the front of the cab where we're gonna actually tap into power. I'm in the passenger side front seat now, and I grabbed the end of this wiring that's gonna stay in the cab and connect to power behind the kick panel. I just ran it between the seats, but later on, once we finalize the connection up here, we'll tuck it in under the kick panel and then feed the remainder through the cab. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the fuse box cover now. Now I'm going to remove this panel. In order to do that, I just need to loosen this one, but I don't need to completely remove it. So I'm just gonna loosen it like so. And then this one's gonna pull kind of up and out. There's an alignment pin down here, so you're gonna wanna just lift straight up. There we go. Now we're gonna install this ring terminal onto this stud. So you can grab your adjustable wrench and loosen this nut. And it's actually pretty easy to take off by hand. And when you retighten this, you don't need to torque it down really tight. It just needs to be snug. We can see the C2280C connector that's mentioned in the instruction manual. We're going to depress this clip here, and then the white bar is going to swing forward and unlock the connector. Now later on, when you reconnect this, you're going to want to make sure the white bar is in the same position. That way when you seat back down onto the connector, the white bar is going to swing forward and lock back into place. We'll go ahead and unplug. It's going to give us access to the wiring that's behind here, and we're going to locate the white wire that's mentioned in the instruction manual. It's a 14 gauge wire, so it's going to be a little bit thicker than some of the wires you see, but I think I see it here, and I'm going to reposition so that we can show you how to tap that wire. I've located the proper wire, and I've positioned the wire tap. Basically, the wire needs to sit between those two teeth. Once you've got that in position, you're just going to close this cover, give it a firm squeeze. You're going to hear it snap. Now, we're going to take the red wire from our power extension and just plug it right in. Now that it's firmly plugged back in, I will reconnect this connector and then route this wiring under the kick panel here to the rear of the cab. Then I can feed through whatever excess I have, and we'll be ready to run the wiring to the tailgate. Now I'm going to route this wiring along the frame rail to the rear of the truck and secure it with zip ties. I routed this power extension wiring to the rear of the truck along the frame rail and across the back of the tailgate. And our last step is to connect this to the T adapter. These are keyed, so you can't accidentally plug power to ground and ground to power. We're going to press these in. They are pretty tight, but they make a nice secure seal. And we are done with that. And I'm just going to zip tie this up. We finished installation of this OEM style bed lighting kit on this 2020 Super Duty. The installation is going to take you about 5 to 10 minutes if you are pre-wired, and about 20 to 30 minutes if you're not. To control the lights, you're going to hit your unlock with your key fob. The lights are also going to come on when you open a cab door. The lights will remain on for 25 seconds or until you start the truck. If you'd like to control the lights longer than that, there is an over cab button on the headlight switch in the cab. You can press that and the lights will remain on for up to 10 minutes. Any questions, comments, concerns, please comment in the section below. We'll do our best to respond. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you would like to purchase, check out our website or visit one of our authorized dealers. Thank you very much.